Alive TV.
You're welcome back. Joining me now is Olubenga. Olubenga, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
Very well.
All right. I want us to go straight to the point. We have watched, we have heard, and we have seen how so many aspirants, political aspirants, before being elected, they will come and say, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to achieve before the end of my tenure, if I'm elected in any of the political position, and at the end of it, let me not say at the end of it, nothing really happens, but you get to see that repeatedly, the things that have, that have been an issue in Nigeria still is an issue. And some of them are even, worse than the way they used to be before. And then you just keep wondering what is really happening. And then on the 8th of January, of course, 2023, the presidential candidates of the Labour Party came out, that's Peter Obi, came out to say, during the People's Town Hall, came out to say his top priority right now, if elected in February, is going to be for him to remove the fuel subsidy. And of course, we have heard that before, during the Goodluck Jonathan's time, even though he started something. But still yet, you will get to see that all these things that they have been promising, it's more like nothing is really happening about it. So what do you think about this whole matter?
I think Mr. Peter Obi's statement is a very strong statement, especially that is coming from the background of a lot of atrocities that has been recorded where the issue of fuel subsidy is concerned in Nigeria. You dated it back to President Goodluck Jonathan's administration, and you would remember that back then, I think January the 1st, welcoming Nigerians into a new year. You saw how the Occupy Nigeria protest, took the center stage in these major cities of the country, all because the Jonathan administration at the time wanted to remove subsidy. Now, the question we should begin to ask is, what really is subsidy, and how much has it helped? Subsidy is the amount that is paid, to subsidize for the cost of bringing in PMS into the country. And you want to look at it over the years. You've heard a lot of professionals, you've heard a lot of politicians, you've heard a lot of people say subsidy is a scam. And interestingly, the President Muhammadu Buhari administration is one of the strong voices that spoke, in January 2012, then condemning in totality the subsidy of petroleum. But it only became a shock, to have President Muhammadu Buhari come in and then continue to hear of continuation of subsidy year after year. And it has now become so shocking that it is now in droves of trillions of naira, covering a significant percentage, of the Nigeria budgetary allocation for a year. It is shocking to know that even in 2023, we are looking at over 3 trillion naira that will be expended on subsidy in Nigeria. And like Mr. Peter Obi said, he said, well, it is government people stealing government money. And he's not the first to say this. A lot of Nigerians have said this. Some of the presidential candidates, I remember very well. Adewale Adebayo of the SDP sometimes said it. You've heard Omoyole Sowore say it, that subsidy is a scam. We only wait to see, how who is going to be Nigeria's next president and what he's going to do with that. But before that comes, I think the statement by Mr. Peter Obi yesterday, I was there, and it was very fun because the moment the question came, he didn't wait a second to answer what he was going to do. He said he will remove it completely. He's going to stop it because it is organized crime. It is organized stealing, in the system. So Mr. Peter Obi has been campaigning, on financial control, on financial discipline, and how he's going to curb waste in government. We'll wait to see what happens after February 25th, when the presidential election is being conducted, whether Nigerians will be willing, to follow such a man who says, look, I'm going to ensure that every excesses, every waste in governance is going to be reduced to the barest minimum, if not taken out at all. Or those who continue to promise that, well, we will bring good governance, we will make funds available, we will make these available. I mean, there have been a plethora of promises by the presidential candidates of the 18 political parties in this political dispensation. And we are earnestly waiting to see who will win and what they will bring to the table. But one thing is very important, which is that according to general consensus, subsidy must go. But what will the Nigerian people do considering the effect of the subsidy? It means, that a liter of PMS may be going for close to 1,000 naira. If, as we speak, it is still being subsidized, and we still have the figures that we have 300 in some places, 400 in some places, shockingly in oil-producing states. How is this happening? So, yes, we will wait to see what plans will be in place for the incoming government to put in place to cushion this effect. Or maybe we have to see whether we will continue in the same cycle of we'll subsidize and then our monies continue to be shared among a few persons in Nigeria.
If we want to change this narrative, we want to change what is happening in Nigeria, we definitely need to wake up and do the right thing. And just as you said, everybody should wake up, go out there, get your PVC and be ready to vote so that whatever happens, you know already that you have done your part. And it's just remaining for God to do his part. We'll take a short break now, and when we come back, the news continues.